Hello, everyone. I am Krista D. Carvalho, and for my SOARS presentation, I would like to present to you my research, which is the title, Leading and Motivating the Next Generation, Transformational Servant and Authentic Leadership Styles that Motivate Gen Z. My dissertation mentor is Dr. Sava. Currently working in education as a project manager for a charter school system in New Jersey that serves an urban population, it has been observed that Gen Z workers are predominantly employed as entry-level teachers and staff. This is also reflective in other industries such as healthcare, technology, retail, e-commerce, and hospitality. In regards to education, Gen Z staff are also individuals that have a shorter duration in their roles and are more likely to turn over compared to other individuals in other generational cohorts. But what makes Gen Z so distinct? To begin, they are well connected, being that they are digital natives. They are the first generation that grew up with smartphones, social media, and instant access to information. They can navigate effortlessly through different platforms, which also makes them very global. Due to this connectivity, Gen Z typically are more inclusive and ethically diverse. Also educated because of the accessibility of information, and also that this generation is more informed, and they also are one of the most educated generations compared to other cohorts. Gen Z are also very independent, they're self-reliant, and they're more entrepreneurial, in which they value flexibility and independence in their careers. Pragmatic, this generation is more financially cautious due to the different impacts they've witnessed, such as the recession and high levels of debt. And lastly, they are socially aware. There's a higher value of social and environmental issues, and they seek to work for businesses and leaders that align with their ethical beliefs. To understand the importance of this topic, let's take a look at statistics. In a 2023 study, there were 40% of Gen Z respondents that indicated that they would switch or leave their role within 2 years. Considering turnover, this seems to be pretty high and lower in retention. Although Gen Z, they have specific and positive characteristics that are unique to their own, they do also have opposing traits that contribute to their decrease in motivation, such as impatience, impulsivity, and a lowered attention span. In regards to leadership philosophies, Gen Z defines traditional management styles to be unmotivating, and they do challenge the traditional philosophy in leadership. So what leadership styles can motivate Gen Z employees? After further research, 3 leadership styles were identified to positively impact Gen Z employees. First is transformational leadership, which inspires and motivates change in organizations to reach successful outcomes. Servant leadership, which empowers and supports teams to achieve a common goal and their potential. And lastly, authentic leadership, which builds trust, loyalty through genuine interactions. These 3 leadership styles have been identified as motivating styles for Gen Z employees. Based on the CMO approach, the research question was identified by context, intervention, mechanisms, and outcomes. Therefore, the research question is, how does transformational, servant, and authentic leadership styles motivate the Gen Z workforce? As you could see in the table here below, we have identified the different components for our review question that corresponds to the different CMO components which formulated our research question. The theoretical framework is based on 2 theories, which are 1, leader-member exchange theory, and the second is McClelland's 3 needs theory. The conjoined theoretical framework incorporates the three distinct leadership styles, which will positively impact Gen Z's motivation in order to retain or negatively affect, which will in turn increase turnover. In regards to the methodology, evidence-based research was applied, as well as systematic review, using a critical appraisal assessment, creating a strong search strategy, and extracting data that does not support the research, as well as utilizing the SERQUAL approach. In regards to the search string and inclusion-exclusion criteria, a Boolean method was utilized to create strong search strings in which over 3,000 articles were found and then were narrowed down to 36 articles for the systematic review. The inclusion and exclusion criteria provided further advancement in my search to determine that evidence was appropriate for the study. The critical assessment tool that was utilized was the TAPUFIS methodology. In this assessment, the 36 articles were then broken down into the 7 components listed here on the table. These 7 components weighed out the value of the article in regards to its validity and its ability to support the research question and topic at hand. Based on the emergent findings, it can be said that transformational, servant, and authentic leadership styles do enhance motivation for Gen Z employees, that this cohort is more loyal and engaged and have purpose within their organization when they encounter these 3 leadership styles. In particular, transformational leadership does provide a deeper sense of purpose as well as organizational loyalty. Servant leadership does motivate as well as provides engagement and satisfaction and also encourages loyalty. And finally, authentic leadership motivates employees to be more engaged and also to have more organizational commitment. Due to the leadership styles that motivate Gen Z employees, there are potential implications that can be identified, which there is a decrease in turnover rates due to Gen Z employees being motivated and engaged. Turnover is less and retention is higher. Additionally, long-term organizational sustainability is then identified because now Gen Z employees are now staying longer in their roles and in their positions. Adaptability to multi-generational workforce are implicated, in which now all types of generations from baby boomers, Generation X, Y, and millennials are able to coexist as well as integrate in organizations with Gen Z employees, as well as there's improved productivity and innovation, which then in turn also identifies there is a decrease in employee burnout. So hand in hand, as the Gen Z cohort greatly emerges into the workforce, this study supports leaders to motivate and retain talent in an effective way. As time goes on, we will see more Gen Z workers, and this cohort will definitely define the future of different organizations.